Welcome to dsmithscience, Messing with Molecules, Red Sauce Edition. I want to brown up this meat. So I want to brown this sausage up. I like Italian hot sausage personally, but during these times you get whatever you get sausage-wise at the store. Once again, polar water, non-polar oil. I'm ready to go. The reason I put that canola oil in there is just so it doesn't all stick to the pan. I want some of that good stuff, but I'm gonna brown this up, use this. We're gonna chop it up. We're gonna do that until it's nice and brown. And then we're gonna... So this is looking pretty good. That's stuck on stuff down there. That's the really flavorful stuff. So I've turned off the heat. We want to gather all this with a slotted spoon, so we don't want to take all the grease with us. We want to cook in that. We want to cook the rest of the veggies in that. How much garlic? And why am I holding a razor blade? Right. So I think it was Goodfellas. Joe Pesci, his character, was cutting this up super thin under the rationale as it would dissolve in the sauce while cooked long enough. I tried that one time, but I didn't really notice a big flavor difference. But maybe it's a huge difference. I don't know. I didn't really notice it. So I'm just going to, this is how I do garlic, smashing it, but you do you. If you want to be a psychopath and slice it real thin, you certainly can as well. I don't know if it makes a big difference though. So as you can see, I have garlic and onion here, and I have my celery, green pepper, and carrots all in this bowl. Why do I have them separate? I like to do the onion and garlic first. Doesn't matter, I don't think so, but I like the aromatics from these first. They get their own special place in the pan. They're gonna try to absorb all the flavor from the cooked in bits. So what I'm doing right now is I'm heating the pan back up, and you can see the brown stuck in stuff there. That's where all the deliciousness is. So you'll want to get that on the onion, on this. What I'm gonna do now is I'm also gonna put a little bit of olive oil, not a ton. A little bit of olive oil, because there's already some oil and fats from the sausage. So I can kind of hear that sizzle. Polar, non-polar. Are you tired of hearing that? I'm not. It's science. So here we go. Do you have a salt box yet? You should have a salt box. Come on. So I think we're good enough. I got it on medium-high heat, so I'm just gonna get it in there. And my goal right now with this is just to try to get all that stuck sausage, that burnt goodness, onto that onion. And I'm just going to kind of scrape it too. So I actually scrape in there. I'm getting that in there. I want that all over my onions because that's what the deliciousness is. I want that on my onions. It's got to be on there. Got to get all that up in there. So it's super important. I love a salt box. You know, insert your favorite onomatopoeia right there. This is probably the worst part of this for me, is like I'm not using fresh tomatoes. I'm just using canned tomatoes. So if you're a real enthusiast, I would use fresh tomatoes. Don't have that. So this is my spice game. My spice game is pretty simple. Add, take in more, take in less. And then I'm gonna use this thing. It's called an immersion blender apparently. Immersion blender. And so the main thing you want to do with this is you want to be careful that this part is not out of the liquid. It'll squirt it everywhere, and this liquid is hot, burning, bad, no good. All about that S1, all about that safety first. Bust up so you can kind of see. I'm just going over this, making sure that the submerged. You don't want to get hit with this hot juice. Or maybe you do. So now what I do, before I add my meat, you want to make sure it's the consistency you want. So I just stir it and make sure there's no huge chunks. And if I do, I go back in. Because once you add the meat back in here, I would not recommend food processing it. Well, I haven't done it. I guess you could if you really wanted to. So my favorite part is like adding spices. How much of each? I just do like a layer of each one, or like, so if you don't like spice, don't put in red pepper. Or as much black peppercorn. So, but I like to use rosemary, thyme, and oregano. A true Italian may say I'm missing probably a couple ingredients. I don't know what they are. If you want to tell me, that'd be great. I'd like to know. So yeah, you just add these spices and you taste it. It is right now 5:07 p.m. on Mountain Time. Normally I would make these and it would cook for 3, 4, 5, 6, probably 3, 4, 5 hours. The longer it cooks on a low temp, I'm on low temp here. I want it low as I can. Notice I'm not even that low. I'm below low. So I'm below low. And I don't want to lose a lot of liquid, so I'm stirring it, and I see too big of a carrot chunk there, but it's okay for my purposes. So I just add my spices as I see fit, and yeah, I'm not going to tell you amounts. You need to figure out what works for you and your taste buds. That's the beautiful part of this recipe, is you just taste it, sample it, needs more of this, needs more of that. So yeah. So the water's boiling, phase change is occurring. Still don't have a salt box. Throw some salt in there. I throw a little bit of olive oil. I probably put way too much water. So then, this is my jam with this 3 cheese tortellini. You do you, find whatever resonates with you. However, I work on a teacher's salary, so the fiscally responsible thing to do is to cut my tortellini. What am I going to step on it with? I'm stepping on it with egg noodles. These egg noodles, cheaper, real cheap, stay good for a while, and they look the exact same when you're done. So that's why I recommend cutting and diluting your tortellini. Finish the pasta. Basically, take about the same time. I'm just going to let it cool down. So a lot of people rinse it here. I don't rinse mine because that keeps the starch on there. Starch, I think, will help, will stick to the sauce. So that's my recommendation. Cut your tortellini. That's my red sauce. If you're a vegetarian, you can just you have to up your spice game. You got to come more correct with your spice game. Hope you enjoy.